Alright guys, Original Gamers here. I have my Fire King deck profile for you guys. This is what I've been messing with the Dev Pro, and I finally got my last couple cards I needed to make the deck. Um, we're just going to go ahead with the deck list, and I'll share my thoughts with the cards as we go. Alright, we can go ahead with the main deck first. I am running triple Garnex. This card is your boss monster. Generally, you usually only have this card on the field. It's a 2700 beat stick that it comes back and acts as a dark hole during your standby phase, and if it gets killed, you can special summon another Fire King from your deck, or avatar or whatever, if it gets ran over by battle. So we're gonna go ahead and go on. I chose to run 3 because I can run Yaksha and everything else in the deck that helps get rid of them if they're in your hand, so it's not really a problem. I run 3 Barong. It's your searcher. It's searchable by Tanky. It's a 1900 beater under Tanky. This card right here helps make your deck consistent. Let you get your onslaughts and your circles, and even if you need to, Yaksha, you can search out any Fire King card with this card with Barong. And I also run triple Yaksha. I would never run any less of this card. I'm running 3. Well, with 3 Garnex anyway, you'll want to run 3 of these cards because you may draw your Garnex, and this card will help you get it out of your hand. If you run less Garnex, it might be possible to run less of these, but I run 3, so I'm going to run 3 of these. Also, another target for Tanky, 1900 beater under Tanky, and also both Barong and Yaksha are level 200 or 200 defense, so you can special summon them using Rekindling. I run 1 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear. This was 2. I swapped one out for a Swift Scarecrow because you don't necessarily need any more than the 1 bear. You usually search it when you need it, and other than that, the spot removal is fantastic, and also the +1 you can get with this card's amazing. I still don't think you need any more than 1 because Garnex should be doing all your removal. This one just helps you plus and stay ahead of your opponent, and if you do need to, it's searchable spot removal. I also run 2 Coach Soldier Wolfbarks. I was wanting to run this at 3, but space is an issue. This card's fantastic. The rank 4 plays you can do just using this card is so amazing. I love this card. It's one of my favorite cards right now. Like I said, I can't find space for 3 in here, but if I ended up getting the 3rd one, I probably would make the room for it just because it's amazing. I only have the 2 right now. Due to space issues, I'm not worried about getting a 3rd one, but if I do, I might put it in here, might not. But this card is amazing. I run double Maxi in this deck. It helps you draw. Will also help you draw on your Swift Scarecrow if you're playing an OTK deck. Hopefully they'll stop special summoning, or if anything, it'll help you draw on a card you're missing. You can easy side out card if you don't need them. I really love Maxi. I have a hard time taking it out of my main decks, but I could side deck this card if I wanted to, and mains 2 other cards, but right now Maxi has been working really well for me, so I'm just going to keep Maxi in for now. Also, I run the 1 Swift Scarecrow. I side my 2nd one just in case I end up playing, like I find out I am playing an OTK deck and I feel I need my 2nd one, I'll side my 2nd one in. Again, space issues. I want to keep this deck at 40 cards because to keep it as consistent as possible, so I'm only running the 1. That's it for my monsters. We're going to go on to spells. We got Onslaught of the Fire King, 3 of these. This card right here grabs you Garnex or any fire monster in your deck. It negates their effect, so generally you're going to want to go for Garnex, or if you really need the Barong search for some reason, or you got a Garnex in your hand and you want to Yaksha and blow up the Garnex in your hand maybe, and whatever you want to do. This card is great. It can even help set up Rekindling plays maybe. Usually you're going to use this for Garnex plays. This card here wins you games by itself. If you start losing, you top deck this and they got a field full of monsters, you just summon your Garnex. Don't even attack if they got back row. Wait for it to blow up the field. Also, if you hold this in your hand and they manage to get rid of your monsters, you always have a comeback play with this card. This card's amazing. Going on, I run 3 Circle of the Fire Kings. I know I hear about some people saying 3 is too many. I don't understand that at all. It's a searchable Forbidden Lands for your cards, and generally you're going to want to blow up one of your monsters that have in the graveyard, because all your monsters' effects go off whenever they get destroyed. So generally within 1 or 2 turns you're going to have Circle set up. So, and then after that, I mean, it's always good. You can dodge Dimensional Prison. You can dodge any trap card. Any trap card using this. It's amazing. It also enables more OTKs because you can attack, circle, bring back another monster, attack with it, get the monster's effect that you blew up at the standby phase. It's fantastic. I am an advocator of running 3. I will not drop this down ever, unless I have to. I don't ever see him get hit. It's as close as it can get to being broken without being broken. I think it's a well-rounded card, but it is really good in this deck. I don't see why you wouldn't run more than, why you wouldn't run 3 in it. There's no way I'd go below 3. 3 tanky. About every single one of your monster cards, aside from your Maxi Swift Scarecrows, of course, and Garnex, is searchable by this card. So, consistency, yes please. Fuels your bear, spot removal, just fantastic all in all. I run double Rekindling because, not 3, because it's this card is one of the cards that is dead early game, and you don't want to draw into it very early. But as soon as you get at least 200 defenders in your graveyard, it's usually worth it to use it, because then you can make rank 4 push for a game with an extra, what is it, 3600 direct. So. Great card. You'll get rage quits left just using this card sometimes, so it's also fun to watch. I run 3 MST. This deck is susceptible to back row, which is why I run triple the Fire King Lance of Circle and 3 MSTs. Usually you want to save the MSTs for their power cards, of course, so you don't want to blind MST stuff. Usually use Circle for that kind of thing, and if they like flip Royal Decree, or they mean Dimensional Fissure or Macro or Soul Drain or anything that would really hurt you, that's what you save this card for. It's very, very good, of course. I just notice a lot of people misplay it all the time. Dark Hole. Removal. More removal on top of Grunex. Activate your monster's effects. I can see where this would be unnecessary, but I'm still running it because I can. I'm running 2 Gen Shifts. If you guys haven't heard about this card is actually really good too. I don't know if I can get it to not be blurry. It doesn't look like it. It destroys 1 face-up monster in your center field, and add 1 card from your deck to your hand with the same name as the destroyed card. So you summon Barong, you Gen Shift, grab another Barong. It's a standby phase. You get Barong's effect. Plus, right? Thins your deck. Fantastic. Also helps enable OTKs, because you can attack with your Barong, flip this over, destroy your Barong, add a Barong to your hand, activate a Fire King effect in your hand that whenever a Fire King is destroyed, you can special summon it and replace the one that was just destroyed, and then attack with that one. Great, right? I thought so. I also I was running one of this and I had Blaster in my deck, but I took it out to add this, because basically Blaster is very good. It's a spot removal card, it's a 2800 beat stick, but that's all it is in this deck. We already got spot removal, dark holes. Like, the only thing it would help is remove back row, but I got 3 MST, 3 circles. Not really terribly necessary. On top of that, Blaster, his banishing effect to summon himself, banishes 2 fire monsters, which gets rid of your circle plays, gets rid of your rekindling plays. What else does it get rid of? I know I'm missing like at least 2 more things that get this deck is reliant on the graveyard a little bit, and I know you're going to argue that you save it until you're going to win with it, but I mean, this helps OTK too, and it also adds consistency to the deck. So I figured I'd try 2 of these, and I haven't regretted it yet. But let me know you guys' thoughts on that, because I'm not a really big fan of Blaster in this deck, but maybe you guys can say something that would change my mind. I'm up to anything. You just if you make a point, All right, we got my one-ofs: Solemn Warning, Bottomless, Compulse, Torrential. Also, another Field Nuker. Activate your monster's effects. This card is fantastic. If this is at 2 or 3, I'd run 2 or 3 of them. I'd even probably take out Dark Hole and you know, use Treadshow instead, because it's a reactive trap. Double Fiendish Chain, just in case someone is using our side deck in Mirror or Deep Fisher or Soul Drain or whatever, like, you know, cards like that, that would be a good side deck for this. Fiendish Chain will work, Valor won't, so I use my Fiendish Chains, and they have been working very good, so I have no complaints. Also, the fact that it stops attacks is very nice. I'm running double Deep Prison for my last bit of traps. I thought about taking 1 or 2 of these out for Divine Wrath. Let me know what you guys think about that too. The only reason I don't really like Deep Prison or Mirror Force is because you have to wait for them to attack, so then that to me is really, really slow. I use Deep Prison over Mirror Force because I got enough mass removal as it is, and this can stop cards that, you know, get around the destruction effects like Stardust or Zen Mains or what, you know, whatever they got. So Deep Prison instead. It hasn't really been bad. I was just thinking about using Divine Wrath instead. We're gonna go with my extra deck now. I run double Tiger King. You can make it with virtually all your monsters are Beast Warrior. Of course, except for your hand traps and your Garnex. So you can make this guy search out your Tenki, effect negation. You can get rid of Zen Mains or stop any other play they may use next turn because it negates all the, you know, to their end phase. Kagetsuchi, this card is really good. It helps set up Rekindling. It also lives through your Garnex, and whenever it nukes the field, this card will stay. It's like a Mace Stroke, and it's also a 2500 beat stick. So it's even better than Mace Stroke in my opinion, other than the fact that Mace Stroke can Book of Moon things. So that card's really good. Lavalval Chain, I heard a lot of people not like Lavalval Chain in this deck, but there are so many times whenever I was able to go into this, set up for the infinite Garnex loop, or just get me a Garnex that I could circle in, or something that I can circle into the graveyard. I used to be able to, if you run Blaster, you can get Blaster in your graveyard. If you want to top deck a monster, like Wolfbark or your Bear, and you ain't drawing any Tenkis to add it to your hand, this card is set up, you know, stack your deck. I find it very, very useful, and right now, since this is a TCG legal deck, this will stay in. I'll show you the cards I'm going to take out for. I'm going to replace 3 cards in this extra deck for number 101 Silent Honors Arcanite. I'm going to run 2 of those and 1 of the Noble Swarm Excitation Knights, because the card is very, very, very good. And same for 101. I'll definitely be investing in those. So I'm running 1 Masquerade. This is the only 3 level 4 rank 4 monster I'm using. It's very good for stopping any hand traps. So no to Bajunji Crane, no to Gores, no to Treg, no to Swift Scarecrow. All that stuff that would stop you from winning. This card stops and burns them at the same time if they decide to try to use it anyway. It's a 2700 beater. It's pretty good. I've been liking it so far. I haven't had any complaints yet. But, you know, I don't go into it very often either. But, of course, you know, there's a lot of room for 4s in this deck, so I've figured why not. Crazy Box, fantastic. Lets you side deck your Virus card. Also, you can get this in Tiger King on the field, use Tiger King's effect to negate his effect, so then you can attack with them for a 3000 beater. You can also stall by, you know, putting a 3000 beater on the board. It's a fiend, so you can get a boost from your opponent's Gates of the Dark World, although you probably want to make a Abyss Dweller anyway. But moving on, I got Black Ship of Corn. Spot removal, burns for 1000, gets rid of pesky, you know, Marshmallons if people are deciding to run that Spirit Reaper, Zen Mains, whatever. Especially Zen Mains, because you don't need to pop with Garnex 3 times to get rid of that. This will get rid of that problem. I mean, you could take care of Marshmallon and Spirit Reaper and junk with Garnex, but this one gets rid of the stuff that, you know, needs to be popped more than once, because it sends it to the graveyard. Diamond Direwolf, I was thinking about running doubling up on this one, but I actually was looking through my stuff, and I only have the secret rare one and no reprints, so I might be looking for a reprint of this, just because I don't want to, you know, trade for the extra value whenever I can get it, because it's reprinted. But I only got 1 of these so far, so 1 Diamond Direwolf. It's very good. It activates your effects by blowing up stuff, so why not? Mace Stroke, it's Book of Moon, gets rid of the pesky Ophion. Also stays alive whenever you Garnex, you know, blow up, nuke the field. Cowboy wins games, pseudo 3000 beater. I run double Abyss Dweller. Stops any Graveyard Reliant decks, stops the mirror match. This card is fantastic right now, especially if you have a meta full of Mermails. This card just wins games all day, and that's why I run 2, because sometimes the first one always seems to get stopped for some reason for me. This would be one of the cards I'll take out one of for like a 101 Arknight or whatever. And I'm running a Gem Knight Pearl. It can't be stopped with effect negation other than Phoenix Chain. Obviously it stops attacks, but it gets rid of Ophion if you need to. This will be another card I'll take out for a 101. And Steel Swarm Roach. I was running out of, ideas for 4s to throw in. It was between this or Eva Gishki Marrowgeist. And I figured if I play any Dragon Rollers, since they seem to fizzle out really quick, and if I keep their dragons off the field for a turn or two, maybe I can win. Also, anything that high level like agents. This can even help stop, what do you call them? I was just talking about Dark Worlds a couple turns maybe. It just depends really on your meta. I'll be taking this out for Excitation Knight. And then I'll run 1 level 8 Felgrand. Generally you will never ever overlay your Garnexes, but the option is there just in case, and this card is incredibly good. It wins games. If it hits a field, generally it takes them. They'll waste a ton of resources getting rid of this card, so I always find it really good. That is it for the deck, though, guys. Let me know what you think. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you guys for watching. Original Gamer is out.